my screen, right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly explain one of the important one. Are you able to see my screen? This one many time you need in production. Maybe I will explain the scenario. Say for example, you have say huge servers, say development servers or a production servers, monitoring server. So you have a huge server infrastructure, right? Each server there is a configuration changes. Last week I explained why we need Ansible, why we need Terraform. So Ansible is fix. If you want to fix something, you want to scan and fix something. Ansible is always win-win situation. But Terraform is something you want to create, destroy, update, right? Provisioning. Then Terraform is going to be your win-win choice. So here I have a lot of servers. So almost close to 300 servers, right? So now my requirement is I want to update something in all servers. Say for example, I want to have I have some file, say etc host. So in this file, I want to put some entry, or I want to replace some entry, or I want to add some cron job, or I want to replace some configuration file. That file I want to add, or first line I want to add, or last line I want to add, or in between I want to add. So there are a lot of requirements on your day-to-day project tasks. How do you achieve? So that is the exact in this file. So there are line in file module. So you can put your line on top of the file, or you can even add as a last line, or you can use the same module. You can add alias, or you can use the same module. You can add condition. So before this, you can add this line. That also possible. Or block in file module, you can even add something block in, like you have some condition, and before that you can multiple lines also you can amend it. So these maybe I'm saying line, but in your case it's going to be your configuration changes. This is one of the important point you can come across on your day-to-day project requirement. So we will just copy this. I'm going here. I'm going to come out. I'm going to say file.yaml, enter. I am going to say set paste, insert, and then paste it. If I don't do this, I will show you. If I directly go insert mode, sometimes when you copy from internet, the intention will be it's not proper. So always it will go like this. So always go with the set paste and then go to insert mode and then paste it. I'm saving it. What is the file? File.yaml. So I'm going to say Ansible -playbook file.yaml. Okay, so see here, there is a error. Why? Because in your playbook, you clearly saying there is a test file.txt. Can anyone tell me now I need to test it? So I need at least a file. So how do you achieve this? Simple. You can create it. You can keep on add your imagination. So name, create a file. To create a file, what is the module you will use it? If you have a environment with you, can you quickly check? I told the simple way, Ansible, okay, -doc, file module is there. Come down. I'm a beginner. I don't know anything. So come down the example. So these are all existing file. You want to change the permission, ownership, everything. Correct? So, but I want to create a new file. See here, touch command. So touch a file. That means you need to use this and you need to say status touch. That means it will create the file. So come here. I'm going with file module. Okay. What is the path you need to give it? So the same temp, and I'm going to give it, but what is the state I need to use it? Go back to here. State is touch. So can we go up and see what are all other options we can use it? See, state absent. That means it will remove that. And also there is a touch. Empty file will be created. So whenever you go to this help Ansible doc, that module, you can explore what are all other options available, right? Go here. I'm going to say touch. Okay, I'm going to save it. Now I'm going to execute what I'm going to. So now the file will be created, and then see here, it is a yellow color. So that means the change has been done. So now if you start this play or task, automatically what will happen is the file is there. So it will start do all this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going for node 1 or node 2. Can we check this file? Can we check this file? See, added line 1. So go here. So added line 1, right? So you can add first line and then go here, then added as a last line. So come to here. So you can add it as a last line because when this execute, only this line was there. You all agree? Don't get confused. When it is the only one line. You agree? Can you confirm in the chat? So when we execute, the file will be created. This line will be added at the time. This is the only line in this file. So that is why this got added in the here. So don't think it has to add in the last, because while we are executing now, while executing, it will be added as last line because this is the only line it was there. Can you confirm in the chat? Okay, so now inserting a line after a pattern. What is the pattern? Alias star. So go here. So it is because you are executing now. So which means you should already have this alias starting with alias or alias based some lines already in this file, in the configuration file. So these are all this this one scenario, when to use you decide. This one scenario when to use you decide. This also one of the scenario you decide when to use it. So this is very much helpful parameters when you go to any projects, cloud and DevOps automation projects, especially on the configuration management. Yeah, line in file module. I'm going here. Ansible. So if I go here, line in file, see, you'll get everything in the examples. So even block in file, line in file is going to be more useful when you go any real-time projects production. But I'm giving a good example. You can expand as per your need. The line in file module and block in file module, it is going to be help in most of your day-to-day task. Okay, now I'm going to come out. How many of you get into situation using this scenario? Like I'm going to open up. This is my environment. In this environment, I have a lot of servers. Okay, so I want to copy some package or software or some patch to all machines, to all servers, or some configuration file. But while copying, some of the file I need to copy as it is. Some of the file I need to take the machine name. Say for example, if I am copying to this machine, that file has to copy here, but while copy, it has to take this machine name and replace in this file, and then it should copy. Again, there is a second machine. So in this machine also, before actual copy to this machine, it has to collect the machine name and or IP address or some details from this machine, and it has to replace in this file and have to copy. So how many of you get into such situations? See, I want to copy some file, but while copying, I need to copy as it is in that machine. How many of you have that situation? Anybody?
Copy as it is, in a sense, I didn't get this.
Okay, say for example, this is my configuration. I'm just going with some configuration. Say for example, cat /etc /ns switch ns.conf or network. Okay, so here I'm just going to say here I'm going to put it as this file. So if first machine, if I copy this file, I have this one. So first machine, while copying, it has to say machine name, that machine name 1 to say that machine IP address 172.20 40.67.19. The same file, while copying to the second machine, it has to copy from that machine name. It has to automatically replicate 172.78.82. So how do you achieve? But you have only one file, but that file you are trying to copy everywhere. You have 1,000 machines. So while copying to each machine, this parameter has to be changed according to that machine. Maybe this looks like it's a very simple, but actually if you don't have any proper tool like Ansible, it's going to be really nightmare. So how many of you get into this situation?
So when we are updating resolve.conf, similar.
Yes, exactly. Resolve.conf also. Resolve.conf also. See here, cat etc resolve.conf. See here. So each and every machine, there may be some difference has to be there. So how do you achieve? It's a simple task, but if your environment is going to be more servers, it is going to be more issue. So what I'm saying is, you go here. I'm going to create a playbook. VAM copy.yaml file. Okay, so you need to have some file, but before that we will create a file. Okay, VAM say some config.txt. Okay, we will create some file. Say my computer name is, okay, sorry, insert mode. My computer name is something. Say machine name. Okay, and my IP address is, say, IP address. I am running with some OS, with OS name. Okay, and I am having IP address. So IP address already defined. I'm having how many CPUs? I am a critical machine. So something like this. Okay, but while copying this, I need to replace the individual machine details to this file and copy. Okay, now you have a file, but now I want to create a playbook. What is that? Copy.yaml. Enter. Go here. As I said, I don't know anything. Ansible doc copy module. Go here. So it's very simple. You mention the source file name, where to copy in each server. And if you want, you can mention ownership, group name, and mode. So go here and say hyphen, enter name, copy the files to all 1000 servers. Okay, and host. Assume in your inventory file you updated all 1000 servers name. So I'm going to say all, and I'm going to say tasks. What I have to do, I need to copy. So name, copy the config file. Assume the text file is our configuration file. Actually, it's a very just a text file, but we are assuming that that is the config file. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say copy the file, and then you can configure this one. So now copy module, enter. Okay, now what is the file name? Go here and understand what is the syntax. So src source where we kept in the same directory. So what is the file name we have given? You can give quite what is the file name? Config.txt. So go here, say config.txt. Config.txt, and then what I'm going to do is enter destination. What is the destination? What is the destination we need to give? So you can give say var temp in all missions, or where you want to place this file. Var temp under which name you want to put. Say sysconfig. This is a file name I want to copy under var temp. So enter. Actually, this is fine. If you want, you can put a ownership name. Ownership name, say owner, root, group also, root. So permission also you can give. So everything is in your actual example. right? So mode you can also give like this, or you can leave it. So mode, go here 06644. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this copy.yaml. I'm going to execute it. Ansible -playbook. Okay. And then copy.yaml. So can you tell me how many of you this will work or not? This will work or not? Can you tell me this will work or not? While copying, is it replace the values or not?
No, it will just because you are changing the owner of the file.
No,
So
no,
it
no, no,
will
no.
have some
See,
issues on.
so if you go here, I'm going to node 1. Okay. I'm going to cd/var/temp. Okay. ls. There is no sysconfig file. So there is no file actually. So we are copying it. Okay. The block in file module, the line in file module will be replace the existing file. Copy module is something you are copying the new file. Copying the new file. Okay. So copying the new files. So how many of you?
It will work. It will work.
Okay. So how many of you agree? How many of you not agree? Can you confirm in the chat? Can you confirm in the chat? How many of you agree? How many of you not agree? Okay. Yes. So I'm going to run the playbook. Okay. If you see here, Ansible playbook configure, which will go and give. I'm going to execute it. So it will execute, it will copy, but can we go and check ls? So there is a file, sysconfig file got copied, which is good. So the playbook is worked, but sysconfig, enter. See here, there is nothing changed. So now you tell me, how do we achieve this? Any person, any idea? Any person, any idea? How do you achieve this? Any idea?
Normally we call it environmental variables using that.
No. Here there is no need. Even see, it is a plain file, text file, where if you use environment variables, again you need to pass the values. So, but you are simply copying to all machines. But while copy, how do you pass? So that means again you are going to declare all values. Again you are going to declare all IP address. Again you are going to declare which machine for which OS. That is a really nightmare.
We have to
So
call some voice parameter and in the module.
yes. I was expected this. So OS parameter. That means there should be some mechanism for from this Ansible tool called facts. So Ansible, okay, we can go with, because output is a really huge. Ansible node 1. Don't put all, because the output is a really bigger. -m, okay, setup. Okay, sorry, node 1, and there is no Ansible, right? So I'm going for Ansible machine. Ansible, okay, node 1 -m setup. So that means while running the Ansible, in any of the playbook, if you go to playbook, go Go to playbook. In each playbook, have you observed the first task is the gathering the facts. Are you able to see? Gathering the facts, correct? Gathering the facts, right? Gathering the facts, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now you need to understand how this working. So the factors, every time it will collect uh, the information about whatever machines it's getting implemented. This is the robust of Ansible. On the fly, dynamically, first it will understand who are you. Based on that only it is deducting what I need to do with you. Are you getting the point? The facts.
Yes, yes, it is gathering the machine infos.
Yeah.
Info.
So what I'm saying is I'm going to show you this simple way. So that is why the first custom register I explained, but it's a really huge output. So I'm going to copy paste. It is going to be like this. So I'm going to copy, because sometimes what is happening is in Ansible, this is not getting copied in the notepad because of the huge output. So I'm just going above. If you go top, okay, see, this is the actual output. Now I can maximize plus control plus. Okay, now you tell me node 1 from this output, what all you can get it. See, the node 1, okay, is IP address is this, and architecture is this, and even bias version, because we created as a Google Cloud virtual machine. Come down. So come down. Even you can go with what is the OS, what is the distribution, and what is the major version, what is the release. Everything, every time it is getting collected. That's why whenever you execute any playbook based on this, already Ansible knows who are you. Based on that, it is getting executed with very accurate. Come down. So from this, we need to replace some factors, right? So what is our actual scenario? Go here. What is our sysconfig scenario? Cat sysconfig. ls. Okay, config.txt. So cat config.txt. So I'm copying this in my notepad so that it will be easy for me to show you. So I'm going to copy this machine name. Okay, in this output, where is the machine name? So in this output, come down. Is there any machine name where I can get it? So there is a machine name. Come down. Come down.
Top, it's in top. Node.
Yeah, see here, Ansible underscore node name, right? So copy this and go here and go here and put it. Okay, and my IP address is from this output. What is my IP address? So how do you get the IP address? So this is the loopback address. So similar to this, is there anywhere here getting the IP address? Go above, see here IPv4 dot address, but IPv4 is the sub option. Go there. It looks like a custom register option, right? So Ansible underscore /eth0 dot, go here and IPv4. Okay, so you need to generate like this. Go here, Ansible underscore /eth0, copy this. First, we will create in this /eth0, then come down, IPv4. Okay, IPv4 dot underscore IPv4 dot address. So if you go and check your actual thing, so it will be easy to understand how it works. How many of you get into some configuration changes every time in production? Can you share your requirement, whatever you did, not through Ansible, in a legacy part? Can you just share your screen? Raise your hand and share your requirement, whatever you come across. Whatever you come across, can you share your thing?
Usually we will get what kind of software versions are.
So Ansible underscore /eth0 underscore IPv4 dot address. So I need to replace this here, and I'm running with OS. Can you go back to this output? Can you check where the OS and what is the syntax is? So come down. So it's saying Ansible OS family, but not OS. So that we just seen there was a CentOS. So can we search CentOS? Yes. See here, Ansible underscore distribution. So copy this, go here and paste it. And I'm having a number of CPUs. What is the parameter? So search CPU. So that means we will go with the number of CPU. See here, Ansible virtual CPU, one CPU only, because we have created this machine, one CPU, 614 MB memory. So copy this, go back to your actual rule. Okay, go here. I'm a critical machine. That's okay. My kernel, if you want, you can add also. My kernel version is okay. Double curly and go here. What is the kernel version? You can search it because it's a really huge output. What is the kernel version? So you can see Ansible underscore kernel. Copy this. I'm going here. I am pasting it. And also I'm going to copy this. Can anyone tell me if I do this now, will it help? Config.txt. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to. Can you tell me now it will work? I'm going to execute my playbook. Which playbook? Copy.yaml. How many of you agree? Can you confirm? How many of you agree? Can you confirm in the chat? Okay. So I'm just doing it. So now can we go and check node 1 or node 2? This is my node 2. I'm going for var temp. So I'm going to say sysconfig. Still is not changed. Any idea why it's not working? We copied a file. So that is where the Ansible play a really crucial role. What module, what situation, what purpose? If you are clear in these three things before you decide to use one module, that's more than enough in Ansible. It's not a programming. So even you can get everything from the helpline. Only thing is the logic you need to understand in Ansible. So don't think Ansible is a programming, because many people are not able to come forward and learn Ansible. Why? Because the straightforward Ansible, they are thinking that it's a programming. I'm not doing any programming here. I'm doing system administration here. Okay, so now can you check this module Ansible-doc template module? Template module also you can copy. Remember, if your file is having any direct factor variables, then you must use a template module. See here. You can even use 𝐿𝐻𝑗2, or if you have any file which is having already factors, then you must use template module. I'm going to use it for template instead of copy. But template module means please ensure this sub option are available. That is why I'm showing you. So yes, source is there, destination is there, owner is there, and mode is there. So almost similar, but only thing is the module name has to be changed. So I'm going to change, instead of copy, template. I have saved the file. I'm going here. Now I'm going to execute this file. So if I execute, okay, undefined variable. In that case, Ansible underscore /eth0 underscore IPv4. Okay, let us go to this file, this parameter. We will search this parameter. Okay, Ansible underscore /eth0. Come down, IPv4 dot address. So go here. Sometimes we can go here. Can we go and check Ansible space node1 -m setup? So what is the this one? Ansible underscore /eth0 dot. Okay. So here, if you, sorry, the typo mistake, setup. So go here. Where is the this one? I'm just going. So address IPv4. Okay, wait a minute. Address. Okay. Address IPv4 addresses. Default IPv4 address. So dot. So that means after curly bracket, it should use dot. Okay. So we can go here. So that means dot IPv4 dot address. So because if you look at this, they started the curly bracket. This is the exact we did in the custom register. So go here. Let us change. Instead of the underscore, we can change the go to the config file, vim config.txt. I'm going here, /eth0 dot IPv4 address. We can execute the file. Okay, so now I can go to node 1 first. I can go and check the sysconfig. See here. Are you able to see, and can you confirm in the chat? My computer name is node 1. We are in node 1. My IP address is, can you see, 10.128.0.16. Yes. And I'm running with OS CentOS, and I'm having one CPU. I'm critical machine. My kernel version is this. So now I can go here and I can run this. See here, IPA. Even you can type host name. See here, the node 2, and my IP address is this. See, that is the IP address we have, and I'm running with CentOS. So everything is depends on that machine, right? So this is how you need to start each way in template or which module or which scenario. So the same file if you go with the copy module, if you go with the template module, so how and what purpose, that is what you need to decide before you create a actual playbook. Okay, come down. I'm going to just check. So can you come forward and say how many of you? Okay, can anyone? We will go randomly. Deploy and configure Azure Firewall. Akhil, I think Akhil only nominated. Is Akhil is there? This call? Okay, I'm just going to make it as a presenter. Can you just share your screen? Make sure you don't have any background noise. And can you just present it so that I'm going to ask a couple of scenario. Yeah, I given. Okay, you are.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna present my screen.
Yeah.
So firewall.
Yes, yes. So first you explain what you are going to do and what is the purpose for that, so that we can also have some chat over there. So first of all, Azure Firewall and policy, what is the purpose we need?
Azure Firewall can be used to restrict some kind of traffic.
Okay.
If virtual machine has to be restricted to some websites. For example, if there is a Windows server running and only Microsoft website has to be accessed through that VM. So we can restrict all other traffic and only allow Microsoft website so that we can download any updates required. It can also be used to restrict the traffic. So we can set some rules so that only certain traffics enter the
So
VNet.
before you go to that decision to create everything, first what you will do? So first what you need to put it in your simple Excel sheet or notepad or somewhere you need to do some homework, right? What information you do homework? Can you open an Excel sheet?
Okay.
Okay, so first you put this title source and destination. The next title is destination, and next one is port. What is a port? The next one is service. Okay, and next one is either which protocol, TCP or UDP. I'm going to ask a couple of things also to people. No, just say protocol. Protocol means it's a protocol. PROTOCOL. Okay. No, it's okay. We are trying to understand. We are not mastering English. Okay, so now can you also put one more thing, bidirectional or unidirectional? By slash uni. Okay, now you simply fill something. Source is say some IP address 172 or something. Say example that is your source, assuming 172.24 some IP address because we need to have some idea. That's it. Yeah, 172, so 168, 1.1. Okay. Destination is going to be your Azure. So normally when we go to cloud, it is asking only source because your destination are already defined. From there only you are creating a rule. Okay, port. What is a port? Maybe say HTTPS or HTTP or some port, right? So we'll go with the HTTPS. Okay, 443. 443. And service is HTTPS, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, what is the actual protocol?
TCP.
Okay, can anyone tell me? Okay, can you, Akhil, can you copy that and put it in the second line and make it as a UDP? Can you copy the 172, the entire line? Yeah, so make it as a UDP. Okay, can anyone share what is mean by if I open as a TCP, what will happen? If I open as a UDP, what will happen?
So whenever we need to do any connection oriented, say we send a packet and we need to receive acknowledgement, we will go for a TCP.
Can you give me any example? Some example to understand.
Suppose we are login to the net banking or any of the site. So if we are doing any transaction,
Wait. So that means you are mentioning one word, transaction. That means that there is a connection oriented, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So that means you are doing something, and based on the transaction, you have to get the output back immediately, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, based on the cookie or based on the session, it depends on what kind of application. But what I'm saying is, if you have that kind of a requirement, then you have to go with a TCP. You agree?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of a situation you need for UDP?
For UDP, we don't want to receive any kind of acknowledgement. We are just browsing the website.
So say
that,
basically you are sending some keep on, keep alive, but you don't care whether the other side is really going to yeah. So that kind of a situation like a NTP or I want to just check you were send the reporting or send the update or send the message. So those are all having to be UDP. Okay, Akhil, can you go back to Azure? Sure. Yeah, you proceed. The bidirectional and unidirectional, it's up to you. What kind of a session? If it is a connection oriented, definitely it has to be a bidirectional. So these are all, first you need to have some idea. But anyway, cloud is made us very easy. But this mostly who started career from on-prem, definitely they know all this. But people who are directly coming to the cloud, they are really not able to understand what is happening. That is why I want you to open an Excel sheet. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So can I start with firewall?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. First, I'll choose some resource group.
Resource group is it's like a logical grouping, correct? You can group either project wise or location wise or your environment wise. It's up to you. But I have to see this resource group. What is the billing overall? It's kind of a logical activity.
Okay, and then I'll create.
I hope everyone is seeing Akhil screen, right?
yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I'll.
Sorry.
Do I need to maximize?
Akhil can maximize his screen. It is not properly visible.
You can just hide the top.
Okay.
List.
Is it fine now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Now
I'll choose East US as a region.
Yeah.
Availability zone.
So you are making it as a redundancy. Yeah, it's okay. So if everyone understand the redundancy part, you can proceed without that availability zone also.
Okay. And here, I didn't actually understand what is the difference between standard and.
See, the Microsoft is having some kind of a not restriction, offering limitation. So if you see the last week classes, even the web traffic or web app, so you need to have the proper subscription SKU. Otherwise, it will not even the VPC pairing VNet to VNet. You should go with some VNet KE1 2 minimum. Otherwise, it will not work. So better you go with the premium one so that you can disable it. But standard also serves.
Okay. And
Because
firewall
they
policy.
already define a lot of predefined policy. Either you can use it or you can go with your own.
Okay. But I think here I'll have to create my own policy.
No, if you want, you can create or you can select the existing templates. Basically, the reason I given go to standards. Yeah. So yeah, the default setting is fine.
Yeah, I'll use firewall rules.
Yes.
Classic
Yes.
to manage. Yeah. For virtual network, I'll create a new one. VNet one.
Yes, I need to show a couple of things once you created. There is a reason I given this exercise.
Already taken. 3.0.0.
No, the slash is. I think you are a Windows person. Black screen always the opposite way in everywhere.
Before public IP. I'll create a new one.
Yeah, you can create a new public IP space. Just name, put it in some relevant format.
Yeah.
What purpose?
Yeah,
So that purpose should be reflected in the name.
So I mentioned FW firewall one.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So do I go to the documentation?
No. Just once created, you go inside. I want to show everyone a couple of options. I'm going to ask those options. Yeah, you proceed. Not the documentation. Once it's created. So how many of you go and configure firewalls in your Azure? You need to first ensure what kind of a restriction you are trying to impose. So let's wait for some time.
Yeah, it's created.
Yes, yeah, it's created. Go there and go for it. Okay, now can you just explain what it is so that I can also cover some more information? Say, for example, you want to assign this firewall tag it to some VM.
Okay.
So first you need to define this firewall rule, what are all allowed, what are all not allowed, correct? Where you will go and configure it.
I'll go to rules.
Yeah.
And I can add a.
Yeah, so you can add network and you can add application related. So that means the firewall demo 1, you are creating all. Can you click that so that people can see? Add
Which one do
network
I?
rule collection. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so here you need to first define, say for example, the name, whatever you are giving, it should be some meaningful, as I flagged out several times. Okay, and the priority also you need to keep mention what is the priority. That also you need to first list down. So what I'm saying is you need to maintain one sheet. That sheet should have all this information, right? So then only you can keep align or keep add or keep define what is the priority numbers as per the existing, maybe you can call it as a CMDB, right? Normally CMDB is the inventory where you can keep all assets, not only assets, complete governance, even your all rules, everything. And then you can create a multiple rules with what is the protocol, what is the source type, what is the source destination type, destination. This is why I asked you to open an Excel sheet and create some draft, right? So that information you have to key it in. You understand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now can you cancel and go to application rule and create it and create it? Okay. So the application, are you seeing something different here? So name and source type and source and FQDN tags. Can you click that? Can you click FQDN tags drop down in the right side? FQDN tags. Yeah. After source, can you click that? See here, wait. So you need to say what are all the application related services in Azure. So those applications, say for example, we were used for some Azure web app, right?
Yeah.
And even sometime, I think second week, we also created Azure Kubernetes also, correct?
Correct.
So if you create this rule, okay, and go to that Azure Kubernetes service, when you create Azure Kubernetes, you can associate this rule. Okay, you can easily go in that way.
Okay, so if I check this one,
Yeah, you can
that service
go
will.
a virtual. Yeah, you can even select the last option, Windows Virtual Desktop, just to create. Okay, then you give some name, say deny all HTTP. Just for example, deny all HTTP. Okay, and source type, give some sample IP address or IP group and give that IP address. So whatever IP address related, either you can go with the same 192.168.10.0/24, 192.168.10.0/24. Yeah, 24, and give the name above. There is a first option. Yes, give some, say VM policy,
VM rule.
VM policy or VM something.
VM rule.
Yeah, something.
Okay.
So you say instead of allow, you say deny. You say instead of action allow, action, third option. Yes. So say deny. Okay. Now you add it. You add this. Okay. Now go back to network rule collection and create one more sample rule. And create a sample rule. Say the same VM thing.
Do I allow?
Yeah, deny. Just allow or deny, just to get experience, and give some name, select some protocol, select HTTP or the protocol is a TCP. This is why I asked you to create Excel sheet. So you give some IP address 192.168 or either network or subnet level or some wildcard with network range. So yeah, IP address. And the destination port is going to be 80. So just add it. Okay, so now once it's updated, added, you open a new window. I think you open another tab, portal.azure.com, right? Wait, once it's added, then go to VM and try to create a VM. And can you go to overview this firewall? What region? Go to overview.
East US. It is East
Yes,
US.
right? Keep
Yeah.
this window. Go to next tab. No. Okay. Yeah, next tab. Open link in tab. Yeah, go to that tab. Keep this open. Go to that new tab which you opened now. Next tab. Yes.
That window. Okay.
No.
Actually,
The
this is
same window.
coming in the way. So.
The next window.
Okay.
You close all other whatever you don't want. You close it.
Okay, this is going to take time. Can I just close this one?
Yeah. That's why I said most of your learning part, you always stick with one new browser. You use it. For me, I will use Opera only for my learning purpose, so that it will be easy. It will not clash with my existing all credentials or information.
Yes, actually it has to catch it, but I don't know why it's not catching.
Okay, so here just give the name. I'm interested in the third tab, networking. Give some name, the same location, and the same resource group. We are not going to create, but I want to show that option. Username. Just go with whatever resource you have.
So here
Yeah. Can you just no wait. Can you are you able to see the your one which you created?
Yeah, this one.
No. The one go back to your network. That is why I asked you to keep that firewall.
Yeah, but this is under RG Firewall demo, so this is a VNet.
Yes. So can you click that?
So
Can you drop down? No. That is why I asked you to keep open one tab for firewall, open VM creation in another tab.
Okay, let me just.
You close all unwanted window, open one tab for virtual machine, one tab for no, not another browser. In the
No, I
same,
mean.
you opened 10 to 15 tabs. You close
Yeah.
all unwanted tabs.
Okay.
Okay. Either way.
But it has to open here. It's asking for credentials. So.
Okay.
Do I authenticate now?
No. If you open only, I can able to explain.
Okay. I'll just enter my credentials here. Give me 1 moment.
Okay, open your firewalls, click firewalls and open that firewall. So firewall demo 1, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a VNet 1, RG firewall demo. Can you go to your virtual machine now, the first tab? Yeah. Can you select that RG firewall demo?
I'll just have to create.
Yeah, just go with the default one. Okay, here, can you select, are you able to see the one which you created? Yes. Okay, now give the subnet, click. So there
Actually,
is no, you
subnet,
haven't.
yeah.
Yeah, basically, now can you open one notepad? Can you open one notepad? So whenever you want to plan your custom firewall in your project or anything, first you need to create the proper network, VNet. Can you type create VNet? Okay, and create the all subnets with all proper rules, everything. And again, the second task is creates subnets. Okay, and then you need to create a actual firewall, create a firewall. Okay, then you can create n number of resource, VM or whatever resource you can create and tag this firewall rules there. You are getting my point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you go back to VM. Okay. Can you click manage subnet configuration? No.
Because it will go away, I guess. So do I create a new subnet?
Yes. So the firewall subnet, so you create another subnet for your actual host purpose. So these are all first you need to define properly, then you go for actual resource creation. Yeah, go with the default one, whatever it's taking. We are not trying to prove anything here. We are trying to see how we can use that firewall, whatever you are going to define. That is the exact I'm trying to show everyone. Okay, can you go back to your VM now? VM creation. I think you need to be in a dedicated room. There is a lot of village now.
Yeah.
Sound.
Yeah.
Okay. So go with the same resource group, RG firewall demo or whatever resource group. It should be the same resource group. Then only you can get the facilitation. Desk. Say next. Next. We are not going to create, so don't worry. But I want to show you define everything. Yeah. Now select the actual. No. Go to VNet 1. You select your firewall, whatever. Yes, VNet 1 is correct. So now you are seeing it, right? So that means, can you go back to your notepad? Can you go back to your notepad? Okay, so now create a firewall. Can you go to the second step? Put a bracket. Can you go to the second step? Create subnets. Further, no. Go to notepad. Go last. Yeah. Put a bracket. Start with bracket. So that means you need to first create your firewall subnet, then whatever resource subnet. Are you agree? Firewall subnet you already created, that is reserved, correct? If you go back to your firewall, the second tab, or further you can create n number of subnet for actual resources. You go back to your firewall demo 1, the next tab. You go back to second tab. Yes. Can you go back to your the networks, whatever you created now, subnets? even the no, go to overview. There is a VNet 1, right? Overview. Click VNet 1 virtual network. Yeah, click. No, click this. Click here itself. Okay, so here you see the firewall demo is the VNet 1, and you also need one more subnet for your actual resource purpose. You agree, Akhil?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is how you need to plan. So firewall rules something you can define all what to allow, what to not allow. But while once you defined everything, then whenever you create any resource like a web app or virtual machine or any resource, all you need to do is you need to just map that existing firewall rule. This is how the production works. But till now, what we did, you go back to virtual machine. Till now, what we did, most of our learning, we simply go with new virtual network, everything, right? So in that case, every time you need to define each and every VM, every new virtual network. That is not going to work out in the actual projects, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So in project, we cannot create each and every time virtual machine or each and every resource creation. We cannot go and create a new virtual network. You agree?
Yeah.
So you need to define everything one time, and then the resource creation or any point of time resource deletion, it has to map with the existing network, existing firewall, existing the rules. Simple as that. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. You go on mute, Akhil.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so now this who is coming to show or deploy a container instance. Maybe this will take a lot of time. So can you just come and show or explain what is direct web traffic with Azure Application Gateway? Or this one, create application gateway with web application firewall. The 5 or 6 or 7. Anyone?
Hi, Vijay.
Hi.
Yeah, I will take 6-1. 1 second.
Is it?
Yeah, create a application gateway with a web application firewall.
Okay. Okay. You can. You are a presenter only. Mahendra, right?
Yeah, I'm not a presenter. It is disabled for.
Okay. I'm just given. You can go for it.
Okay. Thank you about it. Sorry.
Yeah. There's a lot of background noise.
Actually, I'm in dedicated room. Even fan is not on.
No. There is a noise filter option. You can enable it.
I think I did it already.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Enabled already.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I have created one already.
Okay.
But let me do from scratch again.
Okay.
Okay.
So first of all, you tell me why we need this application gateway.
Yeah. For suppose when we are now planning to we don't want to expose our application to the direct public interface, and that time we can go through this application gateway. Also, we want to implement certain securities, like we want to align certain geolocations and certain IP address. Based on certain rules, we want to allow the access.
Okay.
That time we use this WAF with this application gateway to achieve that goal.
Yeah.
Here going to create one new call.
Even you can use the existing one also if you have. Create. If you have an existing resource group, you can utilize it. No, click
Yeah,
drop down the application gateway.
I
You
created here. Here I created my application gateway.
yeah. No, you create a new gateway and then the resource group you can
Yeah, yeah, understand.
select the existing one so that people will understand. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, you can select anything as per your wish.
I already created, yeah, my WAF.
Okay.
This is the first one I created. So we can create any application gateway name, my
Yeah.
AG2, and the region where do you want to create. Actually, I
Yeah.
created the resource group in Central India.
Okay. Can you just move the cursor to the tire? There is a one exclamation, right?
Yes.
Can you move the? Okay. So there is a standard web application firewall version 2, right?
Yes.
So can you move the cursor to the exclamation mark? Yes. So here the version 2 they enhanced recently, and the performance wise they are clearly saying, right? So what kind of tire you want as per your application needs, then you need to select. Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh, actually, WAF will give, actually it is version 2 comes with this one, high availability.
Yes, exactly. That is why I'm saying if your production application, say for example, across 2 to 3 region, or you need as per RPO, RTO, you need a high availability, then can you select the version 2 so that people
Yeah.
can see it?
If we select and see here, we will see, you see here, you have observed here, the
Yes,
options will
yes.
change based on the, standard attire we choose. In standard, we don't get WAF, but we'll get the, high availability of gateways
Yes.
instantly.
So how you need to decide this option is basically RTO. So now you are all understand, right? RTO and RPO is really crucial in each and every decision, every services, Mahendra.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, so I'm going with WAF 2 for, high availability, this one, enabling auto scaling, and, we can
So
set zero.
while doing in your lab for learning purpose to experience the real time, don't go with 1 to 10. Your billing will be really huge. Go with 1 to 2. We are not trying to prove anything. We are
Yeah.
trying to simulate the things actually.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
So firewall status is enabled. Firewall mode is detection. We are not preventing anything. And for high availability, we are selecting zones here. And virtual network, we can create one here.
Yeah.
So
What is difference between prevention and detection?
See,
uh,
prevention means you have a lot of requirement to avoid a lot of spams. So the prevention and detection means what is your actual end deliverable? Magendra, can you go back to can you just close this and
oh, yeah.
okay, and go to mouse, move the cursor to the firewall mode, the exclamation mark. See, if you want to select all block, if you simply want to block attacks, right? So you can go with the prevention because they themselves will have the predefined rules on top of your rule, Satya. Okay, so then
Defaultly, it will deny all the.
yes,
Okay.
and
Yes.
also they have a predefined one. Suppose you want to detect it because your deliverable is going to be what is coming inside, what is so that part on top of your customized one as per your governance, then go with the deduction one. Normally I used to prefer deduction based on my custom governance, Satya.
But most secured is prevention.
But that is depends
It
because you
depends.
are again going with their rules. I don't want to do that. We
Okay.
create our own custom rules, everything.
Based on our customer requirement, we have to
Yes,
decide.
yes, yes, yes. So that is why I'm making you all understand how you need to study. Hereafter, don't say you don't have a real-time experience. If you study like this, definitely, even if you go to cloud project, you cannot explore all the services. What is allowed, only you can able to work. How do we explore all other services? This is a reality of IT. So you need to study like this. But first time you implement without any question. Next time you ask each and every option, what is what, when this needed, how to implement. If you ask like this, I'm sure you will get the real-time experience. This is the real-time experience. Okay, go ahead, Mahendra.
Yeah, I'm going here. I'm creating my AG2 VNet.
Yeah.
When we come here, you see it is a it will come default one subnet, which is assigned to the application gateway. So
Yes.
we need to create one more gateway to connect to the backend pool. Backend pool is nothing but our endpoint machines, which machines we are attaching to this gateway to communicate.
Yes.
So I can say backend pool 2.
So you can this is for everyone. You can expand n number of networks.
Yes, we can expand n number of networks, and based on the host machines, we can divide subnets.
Yes. So basically, you are restricting some limitation. Okay, these are all people. These are all networks only can be allowed. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Okay, selected here. Network, NAT, front end. So how do you wanna host this gateway?
So
Public or
suppose
private?
you want to have a internal application also need the firewall everything, right? Not always have a front end, the internet based. So
Yes.
in that case, you need to decide what purpose you are going to use it. Yeah, as of now, we will go with the public. You can
Yeah, I put public.
so you need some DNS name. This is not a DNS name, but in this name, it will be reserved.
Yeah. So this is the one we are going to communicate from external, from internet, from front end. So when we go to the backend pool, okay, backend pool is the responsible for routing the traffic to the backend servers. So where
So the reason why we are going with the backend pool is, suppose you have to drain something, or you need to add something, auto scaling or manual. So everything on the fly you can do it without any much intervention. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, as of now, I'm not adding any targets, so
Yes.
I'm going without targets. Okay.
Yes. Because there should be some VMs, but in this case we are just to explore it, so we can go with without targets.
Yes, I have targets also. I will add it once we are done with.
Okay, so now wait. So can anyone tell me? Can you close it? So what is this routing rules? Any idea? In application gateway, what does this mean? Routing rules. Can anyone have any idea? Yeah, go ahead, Ravi.
Yes, routing rules like what port we are allowing for that particular applications. Like whatever the application we will add in the back
So that
end.
means the traffic will hit the application gateway. That application gateway, we are just instructing that how to go and how to what port we have to reroute to actual application server. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. The application can be a web or application server or some our internal monitoring one. Correct?
Yes, correct, Vijay.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mahindra.
Yeah, I'm giving some name and front end is the public which we created.
Yes.
This is the port. When we come to the additional setting, listener tab. Basically, something when you have single site, it's not a multi-site. Means only with some cloud cloudandloud.com. Then we will go with basic listener type. When you have multi-site like cloudandloud.com or something cloud.cloudandloud.com subdomain, when you have subdomain something, then that time we will go with multi-site.
Okay, so
Also,
just say add error page URL also. You can previously you can do a maintenance page and all, right?
Yes, if we mention, we can mention some comments here, which will display when user gets an error when they try to access it.
Yes.
So I'm not trying to add anything here. We add some backend target as well. So my target is backend pool and HTTP settings.
Basically,
And
the traffic application gateway will receive it, but in
yes,
turn, how we can reroute either HTTP or HTTPS or what port up to us, that will not be exposed to outside. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, here we can select like which we discussed in AWS session-based.
Yes, session-based. Yes.
And the connection draining is something when you are trying to remove some backend pools, that time it will make sure that no updates is going to that API server.
Yes, yes.
And request a timeout we can mention, and host name is something when you want to mention to specific domain, that time we can go with this. I'm just going with the defaults, adding here
Tags and say review
create. So I'm creating more.
So now you go to existing one which you created, and I want to show you one important option. The application gateway. Yeah, you can go there. So suppose go to web application firewall. Web application firewall. The left hand side, second option. So in settings, there is a second option.
Yeah, but my mouse is behaving strangely.
Okay.
I'm trying
See
for
here,
that.
you have the web application firewall policy while created, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can also go to configuration. So you can even write a rules, and you can also select the tier according to what minimum. So even you can amend it later also. Can you go to rules? The rules in the left hand side, there is a other option, rules.
Yes, down.
Yes. So here you can even add multiple rules also. How you are going to add or reroute or rewrites. So can you go to the other option also, rewrites? Okay. Can you create a rewrite set? Okay. Can anyone tell me what is this?
Something like some user is trying to HTTP, it can automatically redirect to HTTPS like that.
So this is depends on your application. If your application developer created an application with some, we have started seeing most of the websites now working with the cookie based, and all information also is getting collected, correct?
Yes.
So then you need to associate the respective header rewrite as well as to associate map with the routing rules. So this information, if you are really not sure, you have to invite your developer. Okay. And here you need to have a specific rule you have to create, add rewrite rule. And there is a condition you can create what kind of a rewrite rule you can map it with, because if this match only, the traffic will be rerouted as per the routing policy, otherwise it will be refused.
Give some
These are all easiest way you can enhance and scale your security.
Yeah.
Okay. Give some example where
say for example, I'm keep on getting a lot of DDoS or spam, right? So you seen, right? Most of the website now they implementing different way of captcha. Those are all right. Those are all front UI based verification, but the application level, I need to see there is a continuous trigger. If I see from one person, I need to decide whether that is a human or bots. So now I need to enable that functionality from the application point of view. That application point of view, definitely you need to involve the developer. So developer is said already there is a some functionality. So you need to understand that and create this rule. So what will happen is, if this rule satisfy only, then the rerouting will happen. Can you go back to the old previous screen? Can you cancel it? There is an association. No. Just previous one. Yeah. See here. So you are creating a rule and you select that routing rule. Yes. So that means you are creating a rule associating to your routing rule, which means this satisfies, then the routing will happen. Otherwise, not. Okay. Can you go back the left side? Left side. Scroll down. Or I think you.
Sorry. 1 second. This
Yes. So come down. Okay. So suppose you want to implement all this in another question also I received from the group. Whatever you create, right? You are not an automation. You don't know coding or PowerShell or whatever. Any resource, not only this resource. Can you see that export template? Can you click it?
yes.
Export template.
Yeah.
So Azure is really straightforward nowadays. So you can download what format you want. This is the exact. So you don't worry. You are not confident on any automation or any scripting or any tool. Simple. You know how to do it in the manual. You do it and export it and keep and use it for your automation tools. That's it. Okay.
Anything else? Wanna check here? Yeah.
Yes.
I'll go to the newly created one.
Yes.
This is my AG2. So this is the gateway is created. I have created 2 virtual machines as well to integrate with gateway backend. I will just show the options how I created. Then we can directly add them there to the backend pool. The VMs created.
So you created 2 VMs.
Yes. I created 2 VMs with.
And you install any web server there or?
Yes, I installed IIS. I installed IIS. I just followed that reference article to achieve that.
Okay.
The virtual machine in my VM4.
So while creating, it will ask you to associate. At that time, you need to associate it.
Yes. So I have taken basic this. And we are not giving any public IP because
Yes.
these web servers are not facing any public interface.
Because you need to keep it inside.
Yes. Then go to SSD, select the normal SSD. When we come to
So
networking here,
yeah,
you see
come down.
the
Yes.
default one is we got here.
Yes. 𝐸𝐴𝐾. So this is same logic only. So you need to firewall means you need to first define all network subnets and the resource subnets. I mean the service subnets, everything. Then you create the relevant resources just associated. But here also the same. You need to first define what kind of a gateway, what kind of a backend, everything you need to first define and create. Then virtual machine is one resource, compute resource. So while creating this, you just associate to the existing one. This is how the plan should work. Yeah, go ahead, Mahendra.
Yeah. Also, I am not giving any public IP because these are not public interface. I'm just going with all defaults like management, everything. I'm not collecting any boot diagnostics as well because it will need again storage and it will cost me more. So if you want to set down or anything, we can set it here. Auto set down at any time after late hours, and review and create. These are the options I have created this. Where is this option? This is the way I have created VM3 and VM4. After the VM creation, I just went to the management shell, cloud shell. I executed this script. Okay, what it will do is basically it will go to that VM. It will enable the IIS service, and it will create a init file in that, and it will create a computer name with environment variable. Means whatever the VM name I created, it will create with that name. So I have created the 3 and 4. Now I will go to the backend pool. You see, we don't have any targets here to route it. So whatever the traffic is coming, it will stop here. So in order to route back to the traffic, I am going with virtual machine because the way so it is already associated to other machine. Let me go to the old one.
Backend pools can go,
Yes,
and even you can show it here. That's it.
yeah, I'm showing here. You see, I have associated those VMs here, VM3 and VM4.
So now what will happen is the application gateway receive the request, and that will match and validate the rules whatever we created. If the rule matches based on the source, IP, and all the header and application level cookie, then it will come to this target. And since we associated both targets, and first request will go to first machine, the web server is there, so they will get the web page. Second request will go to second VM because there is also one more web server is running. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. After adding this, then I went to the WAF. I will go to the all services. Application Firewall. This is actually I have created early. For example, if I take the new one, policies for, I'm doing for application gateway. There are other options as well. And resource group is the same one.
So can you click the policy for first option? See, there is a global web application firewall. So if your application is going to multi-geography, right, then the first option is more suitable for you. And the second option is if you have say, for example, you have some business. Can you go on mute? I think there is. So if you go and say the regional one, and that means your application or business is say within Europe only. So you need to first decide what kind of a deliverable in what are the location. And Azure CDN is content device network. So your application deliverable is going to have more caching based from various location. You can go for the third option. Okay, as of now we are going with the normal one.
Regional based WAP.
Yes.
Or cinematic events. As of now, we are going with the direction only. We are not preventing anything. And,
say next. Yeah, review and create.
You can manage reviews as well here. These are the default rules where this is a core kind of core set of rules predefined by Azure. These are by default enabled.
You can say geo rules, so they keep on updating the backend whatever they're learning.
Yes. Next, policy settings, maximum request of body size. If they are the maximum request body size controls the overall request size limit, excluding any file uploads. If you are trying to upload any content restrictions, we can do that here. Next, custom rules. Here, the custom rules which we can define, like as we are discussing earlier, any IP based or number based or string based or geo based location, whether we want to allow it or deny the traffic, that we can do. We can add conditions as well.
So this is the major advantage in web application firewall. So straightforward, you can disable all outside Europe traffic. Plus, you can add n number of rules here, which will help you to at least take a breath from because nowadays most of the attacks are really enormous. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going
So
next
you can create. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, next with association, where you want to associate means which application gateway or anything. Application gateway or HTTP listener or route path, which one you want to associate. As of now, we are going with application gateway, which is for we are trying to implement. My app gateway. I'll add here. And then once we started creating, it will start acting as a active one. Hello, Vijay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, then we can review and create, Vijay. That's it.
Yes.
It will create
So now you need to understand one thing. Web application firewall, where and all you need. Say, for example, I want to create a secure environment. With more secure, I can do it, or location based, I can apply more restriction. That means before you expose anything, instead of creating a normal load balancer for production application, it's really advisable to go with web application firewall. And you can even enable the functionalities, content caching, everything. But the outside traffic will come via web application firewall, where you can simply control. Okay, I need only traffic from my location, my current city, or I need only traffic from within Europe or within US, or only these are all spam IP address, or every minute from one IP, one connection has to be established. If I see who am I am a web application firewall. If I see more